Hello, welcome and good morning, and I hope everyone is well wherever you're joining me. Let's dive straight in. So today we're doing Bava Metzia Daf 84 on my day. Amalek. Elijah the prophet encountered him and said to him, "Until when will you inform on the nation of our God to be sentenced to execution?" Rabbi Yishmael, son of Rabbi Yohanan, said to Elijah, "What should I do? It's the king's edict that I must obey." Elijah said to him, "Faced with this choice, your father fled to Asia." What does that mean? Aruch. In the last centuries of the Roman Empire, there was a shortage of people willing to accept public roles upon themselves. This was both due to the fact that the authorities demanded a large payment for appointments, and because the appointees had no choice but to become embroiled in unpleasant court proceedings in order to fulfill their duty. Consequently, people who were slated such appointments would often flee temporarily from their place of residence so as to avoid this unwanted honor. To Asia, this refers to the Roman province Asia Proconsularis, which is the westernmost region of Asia Minor. You should flee to Laodia. Was Leosia, Ludkaya. Some have maintained this refers to the city Leosia in northern Syria, which is contemporarily known as Latakia. Others postulate that this refers to the province Lydia, which was located in Asia Minor, which is apparently the location of the biblical land of Lod. The word Leosia is the Greek possessive form, rather than accept his appointment. With regard to these stages, the Gemara adds, when Rabbi Yohanan, son of Rabbi Judah and Rabbi Leosia, son of Rabbi Shimon, would meet each other, it was possible for a pair of oxen to enter and fit between them under their bellies without touching them due to the excessive obesity. A certain Roman nobleman, Roman noblewoman, a matronita. What's a matronisa? This is the Aramaic diminutive of the Latin matrona, meaning a married woman or noblewoman. Many Roman noble women took an interest in Judaism and eventually became converts. These noble women would often engage in conversation with Jewish sages. Out of respect, these sages would generally respond even to their foolish questions. One said to them, "Your children are not really your own. As due to your obesity, it's impossible that you engage in intercourse with your wives." They said to her, "Theirs, our wives' bellies, are larger than ours." She said to them, "All the more so could you not have had intercourse." There are those who say that this is what they said to her. For as the man is, so is his strength, in Judges 8:21, i.e., our sexual organs are proportionate to our bellies. These are those who say that this is what they said to her. Love compresses the flesh. The Gemara asks, and why did they respond to her audacious and foolish question? After all, it is written, "Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you also be like him," in Proverbs 26:4. The Gemara answers, "We answered her in order not to cast aspersions on the lineage of their children." And the Gemara continues discussing the bodies of these sages. Rabbi Yohanan said, "The organ of Rabbi Shmuel." Based on the context, many commentators understand this to be referring to a sexual organ. Some commentators explain that this refers to arm or thigh, which are indicative of one's weight. Alternatively, the term very means his diet, Rabbeinu Perez. Some note that the commentaries relate these anecdotes so that people would not mock those who are obese thus far, yet others add that the Gemara is saying that the sages were physically fit, and therefore they could have succumbed to their base temptations, and then they are able to master temptation and achieve great levels of saintliness. And that's in the Paradies Ramonim, Kote Ramoshal. So Rabbi Yohanan was the size of a jug of 9 kav. A kav is a unit of volume equal to 1/6 of a seah. It's a precise measurement that is subject to dispute, with opinions ranging from 1,250 to 2,500 cu centimeters. But Papa said the organ of Rabbi Yohanan was larger than a jug of 5 kav, and some say it was the size of a jug of 3 calf. My Papa himself had a belly like baskets, a decore made in Alpania. What's a decore? Decore. Some associate the word with the Arabic rakad, meaning a large pitcher tarred on the inside. Others read it as decore, a basket made of palm decor leaves. With regard to Rabbi Yochanan's physical features, the Gemara adds that Rabbi Yohanan said, I alone remain of the beautiful people of Jerusalem. And Gemara continues, one who wishes to see something resembling the beauty of Rabbi Yochanan should bring a new shiny silver goblet from the smithy and fill it with red pomegranate seeds. Pautsidaya, this means granular seed. The Arabic seed has a similar denotation. And place the diadem of red roses upon the lip of the goblet, and position it between the sunlight and the shade. That luster is a semblance of Rabbi Yochanan's beauty. The Gemara asks, is that so? Was Rabbi Yohanan so beautiful? But then the Master says the beauty of Kahana was a semblance of the beauty of Rabbi Abahu, and the beauty of Rabbi Abahu is a semblance of the beauty of Yaakov, our forefather, and the beauty of Yaakov, our forefather, is a semblance of the beauty of Adam, the first man, who was created in the image of God. And yet, Rabbi Yohanan is not included in this list. And my answer, Rabbi Yochanan is different from all of these other men, as he did not have a beauty of countenance, i.e., he did not have a beard. The Gemara continues to discuss Rabbi Yochanan's beauty. The Rabbi Yochanan would go and sit by the entrance of the ritual bath. V'yasev ashay sa'arei tevila. Although this act could potentially lead to negative consequences, that is not a concern in the case of great persons such as Rabbi Yochanan, who may gain mastery over his evil inclination. He said to himself, when the Jewish women come from their immersion for the sake of a mitzvah, after their menstruation, they should encounter me first. So they have beautiful children like me, and sons learned the Torah like me. This is based on the idea that the image upon which a woman meditates during intercourse affects the child she conceives. The rabbi said that Rabbi Yochanan, isn't the master worried about being harmed by the evil eye by displaying yourself in this manner? Rabbi Yochanan said to them, I come from the offspring of Joseph. My name is Sarah to Yosef Ka'ansina. It is not taken literally, rather all Jewish people are considered the descendants of Joseph in Psalms 77:16. Over whom the evil eye does not have dominion, as it is written, Joseph is a fruit vine. Joseph is a fruitful vine by a fountain. Alei Ayin. That's in Genesis 49:22. And Rabbi Abahu says, do not read the verses saying by a fountain, Alei Ayin. Rather read it as those who rise above the evil eye, Olei Ayin. Joseph's descendants are not subject to the influence of the evil eye. Rabbi Yossi Bar Hanina said that this idea is derived from here, and let them grow, v'yidgu, into a multitude in the midst of the earth, Genesis 48:16, just as with regard to fish, dagim in the sea. The water covers them, and the evil eye therefore has no dominion over them, as they are not seen. So too with regard to the offspring of Joseph, the evil eye has no dominion over them. The Gemara relates, one day Rabbi Yochanan was bathing in the Jordan River. Rabbi Yohanan Bar Napatha was one of the greatest Amoraim whose statements are fundamental components of both the Babylonian and Jerusalem Talmud. He resided in Tiberias and lived to an advanced age. Rabbi Yochanan was orphaned at a young age, and although the family apparently owned considerable property, he spent all of his resources in devotion to the study of Torah, eventually becoming impoverished. In his youth, he had the privilege of studying under Rabbi Judah Hanassi, the redactor of the Mishnah. Most of his Torah studies were accomplished under Rabbi Judah Hanassi's students, Chizkiah Bar Chiya, Rabbi Shai Bar Machanina, Rabbi Yanai, who lavished praise upon him, and in time he became the head of the yeshiva in Tiberias, at which point his fame and influence increased greatly. For a long time, Rabbi Yochanan was a leading rabbinic scholar in the Jewish world, not only in Eretz Yisrael but in Babylonia as well, where he was respected by the Babylonian sages. Many of them emigrated to Eretz Yisrael in order to become his students. Reish Shimon ben Lakish, often referred to as Reish Lakish, was one of the great Amoraim in Eretz Yisrael. He was a friend and brother-in-law of Rabbi Yochanan. Reish Lakish had led an extraordinary life. He studied Torah at a young age, so he sold himself to a Roman circus as a gladiator, perhaps due to his dire financial straits. Many stories in Talmud attest to his great strength. Sometime later, in the wake of an encounter with Rabbi Yochanan, as described here, He resumed his Torah study first as a student of Rabbi Yohanan and then as a colleague. He married Rabbi Yohanan's sister. Many halachic disputes according to Reish Lakish and Rabbi Yohanan concerning central issues in the Talmud. His objective was not to disagree with Rabbi Yohanan, but rather to help him sharpen his opinion through debate. Rabbi Yohanan referred to Reish Lakish with great respect, often saying, "My peer disagrees with me." Reish Lakish was known for his strict piety, to the extent that anyone with whom he sees conversing in public was said to be able to borrow money without guarantors. And Reish Lakish associated with people who were beyond reproach. When he died, he was survived by his wife and son, who was a child prodigy, Tanis 9a. Saw him and jumped into the Jordan pursuing him. At that time, Reish Lakish was the leader of a band of marauders. Rabbi Yohanan said to Reish Lakish, "Your strength is fit for Torah study." Reish Lakish said to him, "Your beauty is fit for women." Rabbi Yohanan said to him, "If you return to the pursuit of Torah, I will give you my sister in marriage, who is more beautiful than I am." He accepted upon himself to study Torah. Subsequently, Reish Lakish wanted to draw back out of the river to bring back his clothes, and he was unable to return as he had lost his physical strength as soon as he accepted his responsibility to study Torah upon himself. Rabbi Yochanan taught Reish Lakish Bible and taught him Mishnah, and turned him into a great man. Eventually, Reish Lakish became one of the outstanding Torah scholars of his generation. One day, the sages of the study hall engaged in a dispute concerning the following brighter. With regard to the sword, the knife, the dagger, had pegion, from the Latin pegio or pegunius in the genitive meaning dagger, the spear, the hand sickle, and a harvest sickle, when are they susceptible to ritual impurity? Metaphors are susceptible to ritual impurity only when the manufacture is completed. What is considered complete in this regard? A sword is susceptible to ritual impurity only when it is scoured in water, and the knife once it is sharpened. This halacha is according to the Mishnah in Canaan 14:4 and not the Gemara in Bava Metzia Daf Hilchot Canaan 8:2. The bright answers, it is from the time of completion of the manufacture, which is halacha with regard to metal vessels as well. These sages inquire, and when is the completion of their manufacture? Rabbi Yohanan says it is from when one fires these items in the furnace. Reish Lakish said it is when one scours them in water after they've been burned in the furnace. Rabbi Yochanan Reish Lakish, a bandit, noted about his banditry. Many commentators asked if Rabbi Yochanan could say this to Reish Lakish. And the Torah explicitly prohibits verbal mistreatment of others. See Leviticus 25:17. Some explain that a principal teacher is allowed to berate his pupil for constructive purpose, and the Ein Yosef Marshal, according to his interpretation, it was implied that he had studied Torah prior to encountering Rabbi Yochanan. Consequently, Rabbi Yochanan could not be considered his principal teacher, and therefore has no right to berate him. Others suggest that Rabbi Yochanan spoke in a joking fashion as a way of piquing the attention of the other sages. He wanted them to listen to the opinion of Reish Lakish, who was an expert in the matter at hand. Lakish misconstrued Rabbi Yochanan's intent and was upset by his remark in Yosef. "Are you an expert in weaponry?" Because you abandoned your youth. Reish Lakish said to Rabbi Yochanan, "What benefit did you provide me by bringing me closer to Torah? There among the bandits they call me leader of the bandits, and here they call me leader of the bandits." Rabbi Yochanan said to him, "I provided benefit to you as they brought you close to God and the wings of the divine presence." As a result of the quarrel, Rabbi Yochanan was offended, which in turn affected Reish Lakish, who fell ill. Rabbi Yochanan's sister, who was Reish Lakish's wife, came crying to Rabbi Yochanan, begging that he pray for Reish Lakish's recovery. He said to him, "Do this for the sake of my children, so that they should have a father." Rabbi Yochanan said to her the verse, "Leave your fatherless children, I will rear them." And Jeremiah 49:11, "I will take care of them." She said to him, "Do so for the sake of my widowhood." He said to her the rest of the verse, "And your widows trust in me." Ultimately, Rabbi Shimon Lakish Reish Lakish died. Rabbi Yochanan was sorely pained over losing him. The rabbis who will go to calm Rabbi Yochanan's mind and comfort him over his loss, they said that Rabbi Elazar ben Padak girl. The Gemara citation of Rabbi Elazar without a pandromic referred to Rabbi Elazar ben Padak. The second generation Amor from Eretz Yisrael. He was born in Babylonian where he was a student of both Rav and Shmuel. He immigrated to Eretz Yisrael where he married and became a primary student of Rabbi Yochanan. The connection between Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Yochanan was so close that at times the Gemara raises the contradiction between the statement of one and the statement of the other, and the assumption that it was unlikely that they would hold different opinions in matters of halacha. However, as your statements are sharp, I is clever and be able to serve as a substitute for Reish Lakish. Rabbi Elazar ben Padat went and sat before Rabbi Yohanan with regard to every matter. Rabbi Yohanan would say, Rabbi Elazar ben Padat would say to him, there is a ruling which is taught in the Bible that supports your opinion. Rabbi Yohanan said to him, are you comparable to the son of Lakish? In my discussion with the son of Lakish, when I was taken out, he would raise 24 difficulties against me, dispute my claim, and I would answer him with 24 answers. 24 is the number in rabbinic literature which represents a large quantity. It should not be taken literally. Other such numbers are 60 and 300. Some commentaries suggest that this number alludes to the idea that the sage must be expert in all 24 books of the Bible in Yaakov. Others note that the 24 difficulties, 24 answers, and the final halacha mentioned here equals 49, which symbolizes the additional 49 facets of the Torah, as alluded to in Proverbs 2:4 from the Marsha. And halacha by itself will become born and clarified. And yet you say to me there is a rule that is taught in the Bible that supports your opinion. Do I not know what I say is good? Being rebutted by Reish Lakish to the purpose, your bringing proof to my statements does not. Rabbi Yohanan went around rending his clothes, weeping and saying, where are you, son of Lakish? Where are you, son of Lakish? Rabbi Yohanan screamed until his mind was taken from him, i.e. he went insane. The rabbis prayed and requested for God to have mercy on him and take his soul, and Rabbi Yohanan died. Very interesting story. I wish you a good day and take care. All the best. Bye.